But I paid each and everything. I sold the entire stock because I foresee the market that it's not going good. So I ended up selling everything, and I was back to the square one because Sameer Bhai, the Silverite, also closed down. So all the employees, they were here and there. So that was the time I made a wrong decision, because one wrong decision will change your entire life.
Correct.
So that wrong decision, Zohaib, it honestly turned take
Everything.
a U-turn in my personal life as well.
Yeah.
So
I
it
know.
changed each and everything.
I remember.
And yeah, you know very well.
Yeah.
So in 2018, I was in so much of crisis that I had nothing. I was zero. And my family left me. Everyone left me. My friends left me. So I had nothing. And in 2019, I packed up my bags. Thank God, I was so sensible that I didn't had any liabilities with me that I get into any wrong stuff, wrong thing. So I just cleared each and everything, all my clients, because my dad called me and said, make sure you clear each and everything. And I did, and I went to Pakistan. Then I went to Pakistan, and I was there. I was trying to fix my family, my business again, but I think nothing worked out. So I was sitting with my father one day in 2019. In 2011 to 2016, I was like this. I went like this. 16, my mom passed away. That was the one biggest thing that I lost in my life. Being a small, spoiled child of my family, I actually shattered. But then I didn't collapse. I came back. Then in 2019, I went back to Pakistan. I was sitting with my dad, and I was like, Dad, I have nothing. You know, there's like if you're doing well, if you're rich, everyone is after you. Everyone's with you.
Yeah.
But in Urdu, it's say khota sikka kisi ko kaam nahi aata.
Yeah.
So my dad said that, Kamran, I just have this piece of land which was in Karachi. I can give this to you. This is the only thing I have. Though he's good. And I said, okay, it's fine. I got that land, Zohaib, and I went to Karachi. Though I was having my personal family issues. And in that period of time, I had a small, you can say, stroke. And I had no one. I was in hospital. One of my friend, he took me there. I was staying with him in Karachi. He also passed away. And that was in the next 2 months, that was the biggest second shock in my life that I had, because he was more than a brother to me.
I remember Irfan.
So then, actually, I just had this land. I went to Karachi. I didn't have the money to even print the brochures of the project. I had a plan. I never gave up. I'm a fighter. Anyways, I got my treatment done. All went well. No one was with me. No family. Nothing. Then I met one person in my life who, I won't take a name, but who was with me. And that person believed in me that you're going to do it. And I'm with you. So I said, okay. But then, as I said, I didn't have money to even get the brochure printing. And I'm that khodar kind of person that I never go to someone and ask for help. So I was sitting with one of my uncle that, uncle, I have a plan, but I don't have money. He said, Kamran, what is your plan? I said, this is the land. I can't sell this land because this is on a payment plan. I can only have a development done. So he said, okay, Kamran, how much is the money that you need to start a development? I said, I need at least this amount of money. So what if I buy stock from you, how much is the apartments you are making? I said it's 60 apartments and 4 retail shops. So that's the plan and that's the feasibility. He said, okay, and what is the cost? I told him the cost and everything. He said, okay, give me 2-3 days. I'll surely help you with something. I said, okay. And I had no place to stay. I had nothing at all. And I never told anyone that I'm going through this phase of my life. But no one was with me. So anyway, coming back to the story, I met my uncle again after a couple of days. He said, Kamran, listen, I'll buy a 40% stock from you. Buy, not underwrite. Just give it to me. What is the per square foot rate that you are going to sell? I said, I'm looking for 8,000 per square foot. He said, okay, let's what's your cost of construction? I said 6,500, 400. So he said, okay, let's make a deal. Let's cut this on 7,000. Give me the entire stock, and not entire stock. Give me the 40% of stock and take the money. I said, okay, to start with, I don't mind having a small amount of profits. It's fine. I know I'm a fighter. And I did it, Zeb. The work was started, and you won't believe in 3 months' time, all the entire stock was sold.
That's amazing.
I was after COVID in Pakistan.
That's amazing.
And I went up to my uncle, here's your money. And we sold. He's like, Kamran, I don't want any money. Let's get into a partnership and start a new project. So I gathered my more family, friends, etc. And then we got into a partnership and bought another land, and then third land, and then fourth land. And like now I have 3 running projects, like 2 completed projects, 1 running project and 1 is just a land in Pakistan. And I started my life again.
That's amazing.
You know what? That time, it took me 1.5 years. But as I said, and that time, everyone who left me
all started coming back.
They started coming back, family, everyone. And that was the time I was like, no. Sameer Bhai used to say one thing. Kamran, when you are in your lower time, just cut off these 3 people's negative family, negative friends, negative people, whoever surrounded by you. And you're going to have the success. And I did the same.
This is funny, but I think that's the beauty of karma as well, So I also went through a very rough patch in my life. Especially this 2016 was very difficult for most real estate agents in Dubai. It was a very tough phase because the market was down. I was lucky and unlucky. I got hired by this very big company. It was in fact owned by one of the royal family members and everything. Anyway, long story short, some very harsh negative incidents happened and I was again reduced to zero. And that time Kami was doing well. I remember I was devastated, had to send family back. I was in Dubai, again, won't give up. And, Kami found me and he took me to his house and he was like, just stay here as much as you want till you fix it, and he treated, you don't get it, you don't know how he treated me like a brother, like more than a brother, and so this is the power of, I think, karma as well, right? So if you act kind to someone, it will come back to you in one form or the other. And so I think in 21 we met in Karachi.
Yes, no, before 21. In 21 we met in Dubai.
Okay.
I came to Dubai. I was visiting here.
Yeah.
When I sold entire project, I started that, okay, I should go back now.
Right.
Where I lost everything, I should go back.
And rebuild
each and everything. So I came to Dubai again in 2021. Bought my first property here.
Nice.
Through you, by the way.
Yeah. Shoba. Waves, yeah.
So I bought my first property, and then in 2021, I was visiting. Then 2022, we did a good road show in Pakistan.
No, I was shocked. Now the beauty of road shows is that, now this is what we're going to do a lot in 3X as well, that we coordinate with a very strong partner. In Kami had such strong connections. So when I saw that road show, it was filled with ministers and high level people, and it was a very successful event.
Yes, it was a very successful event. And in fact, the developer people, they came and they said that we never saw this kind of roadshow.
Right.
Because it was not a roadshow only, it was a roadshow as well as an event.
Yes.
So as you call me the CEO, the Chief Entertainment Officer, so it's my job to entertain my
So this is Kami's
clients.
speciality. He knows. See, I'm a numbers guy. Okay, I love studying projects. So even when I'm free, if I'm not doing something, I'm studying. I'm looking at the floor plan. Kami. So if I have to go to a nice place, I call Kami. I'm like, hey Kami, I'm around this location. Which is the best restaurant? Which is the nicest place to hang out? I remember I was traveling one time. A couple of our investors came. And Kami one day is calling me, I think a Zoom call. He's like, hey, I hired a yacht. All of our investors are going on a yacht. Customer service,
I took your client as well.
Yes, yeah. Customer service, the way he treats the clients, like the clients would come at the airport, a car and a driver goes there, picks them up, he makes sure they're taken care of. We have given cars to clients for their entire trip.
Yes.
I don't think anyone can beat Kami when it comes to taking care of the client and everything. Okay, so sorry.
So after that event, you came to Pakistan.
Yeah.
He was there, and then like things were okay, but I wanted to come back. So in 2023, I met one of my friend, and I started a journey with the SK Properties.
Yeah.
And we met.
Yes.
So this is a very funny story. So I was doing SK with just no office, nothing at all, just one of my admin person. And I met you, Zohaib, and you gave me a trial client. That okay, Kamran, I was after you. Like, do you have any client? I'm nothing. I'm just bored these days. I need clients. I was hungry for business.
So Kami is a workaholic.
Yes, I'm very workaholic.
So he'll call me at night, 12 o'clock. He'll be like, I need to work, Sohaib. I need to work. I'm like, okay.
So that time you gave me a client.
Yeah.
I spoke to him. He said, okay, let's meet tomorrow. And who is one of our partners now. So I picked him up at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I took him to the developer office, and there was no one in the developer office.
That's right.
We were just two sitting. And when we had the presentation, and I was just like sitting, and he said, Kamran, what do you think about this property? I said, it's good. And he bought it.
Right.
And then the next property was when we went for a drive, and he liked the drive because it was drizzling that time, and was a sports car, that top down was there. And
Kami is the person who introduced me to Damak Hills too. Okay, apart from other, but so Kami met Tony, and then Kami had this Jaguar, like what is it? FX?
F-type.
F-type. So F-type Jaguar, the convertible. So and Tony came from the US. So it changed my perspective because Tony was like, wow, I love this drive. It is so nice. If you have a nice car, we can. Okay, Tony doesn't speak like that. Sorry. But and then he saw the community. Tony loved the community, and just Park Greens. He bought this villa on the park, and so Kami calls me that day, and he's like, hey Zohaib, I closed this deal for 8 million, and then I took Tony for a drive, and I sold another unit for like 4 million. I was like, why didn't I meet you before?
Yeah. And then he started giving me clients, and whatever clients I got, I closed them. They bought a couple of properties, and that that naseeb, that thing was working between us.
Yeah, we clicked.
So it clicked. And in 2023, I came 2024, it happened in 2024 summers. I went to Zohaib again, another time. I told him, Zohaib, why don't we just get into a partnership? He said, Kamran, we can, but what's the idea? What's the model? I said, okay, just give me a few days. Because whenever I take a break, I'm like, okay, now I'll come up with a plan.
No, but this is even more funny. Okay, what happened is actually, so I used to work out of coffee shops. I also like Kami. I also tried setting up some companies. Like Kami had this company with one billionaire. I also had some companies with some billionaires, but sometimes it just didn't click, and it just didn't work out. And so I stopped believing and trusting, and I just couldn't do it. And so I used to work out of coffee shops. I worked for a very big company, but I used to go to a coffee shop, take my laptop, do my own thing, work as an independent consultant. One day Kami calls me, it's like, Zohaib, I want to come and see this office. And I was like, okay. So I go, he hires this office and he's like, Zoeb, just sit over here and work. Why are you going around in coffee shops and working? Just sit over here and work. And I'm like, you rented this office? And he's like, yeah, I rented this office. Now you work from here.
Yeah, and then we took another office in that business center.
Oh my God. And then so I was like, Kami, you're putting too much faith in. Again, so I was always like, again, conservative. Right? No, too much, spending too much. And he's like, it's okay. You just work. You just work. And then when I started sitting in one place and working in peace, I mean, if I was doing X business, I started doing 3X. Yeah.
So after that, like after 3 months of that period, again I went to Zoeb. Zoeb, I have a plan. I said, what now? What it is? I'm like, see, let's open the entire youth setup. He said, it is. I said, no, let's be number one. Okay, what's the plan? I said, okay, this is the plan. I went up with the business plan.
Right.
And we discussed. He said, who's the third partner? I said, it's Mr. Tony.
It's our first client together. Our first client together.
Because I already have a word with him. He said, I liked your idea, Kamran, but what about Zoeb? I said, don't worry about Zoeb. He's easier. So now he's the CEO of the company.
So it was funny. So when I was working in that setup, so I took up a license. Okay, I had a license called MZ. He had a license called SK. So and it was working fine, right? With like strategic partners. And then when he told about Tony, I was like, okay, I loved Tony as a person. See, for me, I have to connect with the person. So of course I loved Kami because, you know, he's one of those few people who was with me when I was in my down phase of life, you know. And so Tony also was that kind of a person, you know, who would stand with you. You know, he was a nice guy, you know.
So after that, we started the company. We made the license by the name of 3X Capital. We took an office, a beautiful boutique office, and now that 3X is here, and he's the CEO of the company and managing an entire team and handling a team of almost like 20-25 consultants is not a small thing.
It's not no, but
I'm really proud of you.
They did. This is also a funny story. So me, Kami, and Tony were sitting in a coffee shop one day, and I saw Tony's card, his business card. Tony had the coolest business card that I've ever seen. It was like this metallic plate with X on it, and then I was like, I want this card. And then, so should we see Tony's company's name or we should not see Tony's company?
We did. So actually 3X came from the 3X4.
So basically Tony had a company called 3X4 Genetics, right? And so I was like, see, NHV, since we're partnering, and Tony is like the co-owner of a football club. And so he said, hey, you know, when the football seasons are on, I'll bring you guys over to Miami and, you know, you can sit in the leagues. And we're talking about people like the other football owners are like people like Ryan Reynolds, you know. And so I'm like, why not? And then I'm like, Tony, doesn't just make sense. Like, let's just be like a little branch out of your system where, okay, you're 3X4 Genetics and we are 3X. He's like, okay, sounds like a plan. And 3X makes sense, you know.
Yeah. So technically now, okay, so 3X, so we are 3. So 3X Capital, 3X4 Genetics, so 3X, that the name came, and then we rented out an office. We have a good consultants now. We are doing really good.
Well. Really.
Touch wood. Being new in the market and with this number, I'm so proud of you.
But we are not new, right? We've been like old. We're old dogs.
Yeah, but the company is new. You know? So yeah, we went down, then coming up. So life has been roller coaster. Yeah. So in roller coaster ride, I thank Allah. I thank God that He took away my mother, but gave me a replacement who holded me, who was with me the entire journey in the hospital when I got a stroke. When I was no one, that person believed in me that, okay, you will do it. I'm with you. And today we are together. And then the second I lost my brother and I found you, I have you, honestly, Zoeb. I mean, because I'm very, okay, it's Naseeb, but I'm indebted to my brother, my partner, Zoeb, because it's not only leads. He could have done himself, but Sohaib, you trusted me.
No, see,
Even with the numbers, you trust me.
No.
I handle the entire finance. So he said, "You Sindhi Babu, you will do it."
no, see, because see, I'm not a see. For me, I've never been attached to money as such. Always believed money is a byproduct. So I never knew. I used to close deals. I don't know about the money part, right? But I needed someone I can trust, because in every company in Dubai, this is one of the biggest curses nobody talks about. Agencies steal the money of agents. I've faced it in 2021, one of my lowest phases of my life. There was a company who stole 2.5 million dirhams of mine. 2.5. I worked day and night for almost 3 months. Again, one of the companies set up, and we closed over 100 million, and I didn't get a penny out of it, and this is not it's just some of the biggest companies in Dubai. I don't want to say the name. They haven't paid their agents, and so because real estate is a big money game, all right, you make a lot of money in real estate, but you need people that you can trust, who are not greedy, who doesn't see someone like today. I was in a video. We have an agent
Yes.
who's touching 100 million in what, 6 months, 8 months,
Yes.
and we have supported him. He wanted to do an event in Miami. We fully took care of the guy.
He was going back. He was going back.
yeah, and
That time you stopped him.
He was leaving Dubai because he wasn't able to perform, and now the guy is he's also going to come on a podcast. It's going to be the 100 million agent.
So yeah,
It's a beautiful
that's
journey.
the story, beautiful journey. I mean, lesson learned.
Lots
so
of lessons.
now the lesson is I do not have. Okay, so people ask me, Kamran, so you must. I'm living alone. I live in an Intercontinental, and whenever they come to my home and they're like, oh, you must have a lot of friends, being nice, having nice fancy cars,
Yeah.
nice office, and I say I don't have any friends, and they're like, you don't have any friends? I no, I have people.
So this is funny.
Yes.
So Kami lives in the Intercontinental. He's the only agent I think I've seen in Dubai where clients live with Kami. So when they come to Dubai, like one day I see, because we had this client, so that's the first time I saw. We had a client from Poland, and this was a bulk buyer, right? This guy bought bulk, and they both are coming and they're chilling and they're sitting there in their shorts, and I'm like,
You're like, oh, let me change Kamran. I'm like, no, he's in shorts. It's okay. Let's. He's living with me, staying with me.
and I'm like, what's happening? And he's like, no, I'm chill. My clients, they love staying. We love hanging out together, and And I was like, then I saw one client, then I saw another client, I saw another client, and I was like, how are clients so comfortable with you, man?
That's Kamran.
Like for me, I told you, I'm a bit of an introvert, and I like my personal space. I'm for me, I have a clear look: job, family, job, gym, family. Like Kami is Kami. That's it.
So yeah, so that was about it. That's the journey, and that's the journey of 3 years now. Wishing you good luck.
See, and I think it's important. Why it's important to understand this journey is because agents come and go, because you can work with maybe so the other day I saw this video where the guy was like, hey, you would like to work for the biggest company in Dubai, but I'm like, you are working with that person, right? Agents come and go. You want to work with somebody that that is here to stay. Like, that's why in all my videos I say Dubai is my home. I have nowhere else to go. Dubai is my home. We've been here for more than a decade, right? And this is the place. And another reason of explaining this whole journey is to explain what our mindset is towards clients, towards investors. We have this mindset where, we try to form a team, a club, we work together. It's difficult to have. See, Kami is a traditional businessman. There's a big difference between an agent and an entrepreneur. To have that entrepreneurial mindset of a businessman, that's difficult.
And I believe in numbers more. When I see, okay, the numbers are good. Plus, see, I don't want to lose any of my client. Even in 2016, when I paid back each and everything, all my clients are now They're working with me. They're back.
Yeah.
So for me, I always say it's not a business. The relationship it is which matters. So that's you have to work on. That should be strong.
And that can only happen when you've gone through, see, when an agent is new to Dubai, he has to go through that cycle. He's on that rush. People like us who have seen lows, highs, again lows, again highs, it's a different mindset that we have, like we look at clients in a complete different fashion. We understand the long-term mindset.
Correct.
Not everyone understands that.
True.
It is difficult. That comes from experience.
Yes. Thank you, Zohaib, for having me here.
Thank you, Kamran.
For this wonderful conversation. I wanted to speak out. I was looking for a therapist actually.
Yeah, I felt like a therapist today actually. This felt more like therapy, yes. Are you feeling better now? Yeah?
I think so.
Do you want any medicine?
No.
I know what medicine you need.
Okay.
They're in the office. No, but thank you, Kami. I wanted the world to know Kamran as well. He's a wonderful person more than anything else. He's a really amazing person. And I think, see, investors initially, of course, they contact me. But later on, once they meet people like Kami, you'll see them, like I said, in the Intercontinental more than with me. They're more fans of him.
I'll tell you a funny story. One day, one of your lead client, I closed. He must when he see the podcast, he's gonna relate to it. So I was in Bali. I landed to Bali, and he said, "I want to buy this unit, but you look tired." I said, "Yes, I just have a jet lag. I'm so tired. I just landed and checked in a hotel, and there was a Zoom call scheduled because I'm particular for the timing. I am right on time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very, I need when I say something, I do it.
Okay.
So it was a podcast, and he said, "Okay, Kamran, I want to proceed." It was a Zoom call, and he said, "I want to proceed with this unit." I said, "Okay, let's just do it." And then I sent him a link. All done. When it came to Dubai, and I got this client, and we were meeting you, and I told him this. Okay, he's this
client from US. Yeah, from US. Okay.
He said, "Who's Fatir?" That is your lady. He bought a couple of properties through me, and you don't know him. So yeah, I just saw him, and he never met Zohaib as well.
Yeah.
He saw your videos.
Yes.
Now he's a family friend.
Yeah, now he's a family friend. I think my son also met him now.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. You guys. I hope you enjoyed the podcast, and if you have any questions for Kamran or for 3X, we'll only be happy to help.
Yes, because a lot of people say, "Who are you?" when I call them. I'm like, "I'm Zohaib's partner."
Yeah. So 100 times he's told me, "Get on a podcast with me." It's that people should know who I am, and I'm like, "Yes, I am the partner." I'm like, "Yes, you are the partner."
All right.
Thanks, man. Thanks.